evening. You may have noticed today the light wintry precip we talked about yesterday. It's moving out now. Here you see the Doppler radar, and there's a little bit of freezing rain in Casco Bay here. Um, Very minimal. Slightly heavier band up here, Auburn extending northwest and down into areas like Brunswick, Bath, that should be moving right up to the northwest. Along with this guy, these, everything is quickly hurrying off into Canada, where you'll find most of the precipitation on the map. Right up here, and right up here. So you can see it's their turn now, so to speak, for the wintry precipitation. Now, let's click over to here. This is our NAM model we've been looking at for the past few days. And this is going to be about 10 o'clock tonight. The models did pretty well today, although they overestimated the amount of warm air that would sneak into coastal locations. Here in Yarmouth, Maine, where I'm located, we only recorded about 30 minutes of light mixed precipitation, but the rest of the day was 150% snow. Not heavy, but still snow, and that's what matters. As you can see on our model, you have this precip. I think it's overdoing it a tad. That's moving up there, but that's the name for you. Acts like some of the local, or not some of the national media stations hyping things. You can see we have a sharp axis of temperature and dew point and wind. That's right here, along with that low pressure that's moving through coastal front, as we meteorologists call it. And that should be lifting north and east, bringing in this beautiful cold air standing over the Midwest. And that's coming right our way on these northwesterly winds. Let's make that a tad bit more visible. There we go. So, beyond tonight, taking a look at what we have in store for the rest of the week, so this will be tomorrow evening at about 7 p.m. And you can see that cold air has worked in nicely. Temperatures in the 20s, teens and 20s across northern New England, and 20s to near 30 in southern New England. Now you can see those northwesterly winds without interruption here, and some light snow showers, lake effect mainly, are in these areas, and that shouldn't affect us too much. Maybe some of those clouds nose into Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont may get into the lake effect action off of Lake Erie, or Lake Ontario, excuse me. The other areas that will see snowfall are going to be the favorite upslope regions. So there we have the Whites and the mountains of western Maine. You can even see some ocean effect snow off the coast here. Of no worry to us, light snow, but that works the same way as lake effect, cold air moving over warm water, except it's out to sea. Taking a look even farther beyond Wednesday, here we have Thursday night, and just a couple minor things to point out. Here is your ocean effect precipitation. As you can see, it stays well offshore. Not well offshore, but offshore enough so that we don't care as much. And you have that lake effect coming in right off the lakes right there. You see that nosing into Ontario, neighbors to the north, and you can see partly cloudy skies across most of the region. Over in the Vermont area where you see that snow shower potential, that's where you're going to see the clouds mostly. And then down in southern New England, you'll see mostly sunny skies. Beyond that, cold Arctic air moves in for the duration of the long-term forecast. Only one major thing of interest, and that's going to be next weekend, where our lovely models, all of them, that go out to this range, it's about 132 hours out. As you can see, a nice... Oh, whoops. Not the right hour. Yeah, let's do 138 hours. So that secondary low is taking over off the New England coast. And you have that precipitation. It's highlighted beautifully in blue all throughout New England. Southern New England looks to get rain if this plays out, while up in Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, they look to get mostly snow. That is, if this were to verify, which I'm not completely confident that it will. It's 5 days out, and this is a relatively new solution to the models, so I am not buying it per se at the moment, although it's an interesting scenario, and it bears watching, as the models do alright this far out. But the scenario, you have the classic nor'easter setup, strong feed of Gulf of Mexico moisture, the upper levels, nice strong disturbance here, good troughing to get that cold air, supported by a blocking high pressure ridge. So all things point go to snow for northern New England in this scenario. As I said, I'm not totally on board with it yet, as I'm kind of smells a little too good to be true, in addition to the fact that model consistency with this has been very slight. But it bears watching, and it'll be interesting to see what pans out over the next few days, as we have something to watch. But if this were to play out, a plowable snow would not be out of the question for northern New England. Get a jump start on the ski season, and for those who are interested in plowing, this will probably be your first business opportunity if it were to play out. As I said, it is still all options on the table, and my vote now is that heads out into the Atlantic. But that's my default for events like this until I'm reasonably confident it'll go otherwise. So bottom line, clear and cold the next few days. Lake effect across favored zones in New York, on maybe nosing into Vermont. Icy cold temps, and maybe a storm on the horizon, maybe not. Thanks, and have a great night, everyone.